What is up, my fellow bird nerds? This video we are going to be talking about the new Gouldian breeding season that is upon us. It is finally here. They've had a good summer break. They've had their molt. They have had their resting period. And now they are itching to breed. So I just wanted to create a little video for you guys here. Show you the pairs that I have set up, kind of the stories behind these pairs and these Gouldian finches, and you know, things that I'm hoping to see here in the future. And so first of all, unfortunately I don't have as many pairs of Gouldians that are breeding right now due to a few factors. So right now I have 3 pairs set up. I have another pair that will probably be set up here in maybe 2 weeks. And then out here in my aviary, you probably can't see because the lighting out there, the sun's back there, I have 4 more females. 2 of those 4, actually 3 of the 4 are ready to breed, and I have no more males. So I'm heavy on females and short on males. Now I did, in one of my previous videos that I did last week, I showed you that I had acquired 2 Gouldian finches. You can see the one down here, and he's a blackhead dilute, and the other one was a redhead yellowback. And I have them in quarantine right now. They're still in quarantine. They've been here for about a week and a half, and unfortunately my yellowback passed away the other day. And so I contacted the breeder to let them know. Hopefully we can work something out and get us another male, which is really unfortunate because I was looking forward to breeding that one. You know, and I don't know if I'll get more birds from that breeder. They aren't the best of quality. You know, it's just really hard where I'm located. Birds are hard to come by, and I don't have the money or the extra $100 to ship them in from out of state, you know, or drive out of state to get them. And so right now I am short 4 males, which is a big bummer. You know, and I told you earlier in my videos I had 2 males that escaped. I had several male babies this last year, and I sold the ones that I wasn't gonna keep. And then I had a crazy incident in my aviary, and some of the males got wrapped up in a tarp that I had when I was kind of redoing my aviary, and some of them passed away there. So kind of an unfortunate series of events that have happened for me, and so I don't have as many pairs right now. I'm still working on at least trying to get 2 more males. You know, maybe I'll trade 2 of my females to get 2 more males, you know, so I can at least set up 2 more pairs and have a total of 6 to 7 pairs. Hopefully that's the goal. But you know, I'm just grateful I have a few pairs right now and they're ready to breed. And this year also, one thing has been a little bit different for me. So you know, so my aviary is brand new. You know, I built it last summer. My shed I built last summer. So beforehand, I had a lot of my Gouldians. I bred them inside of my house. And where I live, my house has really deep window wells. So our houses have basements, and which are below ground level. And so they dig these holes where your windows are in the basement, so light can come get down in, and you know, they're called a window well, and I actually would keep my Gouldian finches in there. You know, it's fairly big. I mean, the window wells are probably, I don't know, 6 feet long by probably 5 feet high, so it's a decent sized cage, you know, and they really enjoyed it. But what I would do is I would breed them in the winter time. You know, I would put some plastic over the top of the window well and put a little heater in there, and they would breed for me in the winter. And then in the summertime, I would pull all of my males out, and I would put them in a separate window well around my house, so the males and females, they couldn't see each other. And that worked to my advantage because that helped send them into a molt quicker. They weren't worried about breeding because they couldn't see each other. You know, it was just all females and all males. And it kind of, I feel like their molts, they were synced. So if one started molting, the rest of the flock would start molting of the hens and also the males. And then you know, they'd have a few months of rest, and then after their molt, and then I would put my males back in with the females, and they would just go to town. So this year was a little bit different. You know, if you've seen my other videos, you see that I have an aviary out back, and I have it divided, and I kept my aviary split, you know, all my females on this side and all my males on this side. But the problem is they could still see each other through the wire. And I think that made it a little bit more difficult for them to all go into a molt and to breed. You know, I did change their diets. You know, I didn't feed them egg food as much or anything like that. And all my males molted, my females molted, but they all molted at kind of different times. And they seem to go back into breeding condition a lot quicker than when I had them separate and they couldn't see each other. So my Gouldians, these pairs that I've set up, these guys have been ready to breed for the last 2 months. But I've been pushing them and pushing them and pushing them a little bit longer because I wanted them to at least have a little bit more rest before I bred them. You know, typically it's around September, October is when I put my Gouldians together. But this year's a little bit different just because of the setup that I have. And, you know, the males were fighting like crazy, the females were fighting like crazy just because they're so ready to breed. And so I finally said, you know what? The hottest part of the summer is over. We're starting to cool down a little bit, so I feel more comfortable letting them breed. And I don't want, you know, I'm not worried about the babies overheating or anything like that, or feeling uncomfortable. And so... So yeah, so what I have here on this side is I have a black head, purple breast, yellow back male, and then I have an orange head, green back, purple breast female. Both of these are 2 new birds that I acquired earlier this year that I traded some babies for. So I got some new blood in my flock, some new genes. So I'm not sure if they're split to anything. The breeder wasn't quite sure either. I know the yellow male, this will be his first breeding season, and for the orange head it will be her second. So she has already laid eggs. So I put these guys together maybe, I don't know, 4 days ago, and they've already built a nest, and she has already laid eggs. So she has, I threw in cocoa fiber, and then I shred up paper towel and put in there, and I don't know how well you can see it. You can kind of see the cocoa fiber sticking out from the nest, and he did a great job. He built like kind of a little tunnel that goes back down in, so he did a good job building the nest. So I'm hoping that the eggs are fertile and we can get some babies here. So this pair, my male, he is a red head, white breast, green back, split to blue back. And then my hen, obviously she's a red head, purple breast, green back, and she is a possible split to blue back. So hopefully she is split to blue back, and we can get some babies from her. So one of my biggest issues that I have with this pair is my male. So I've had him, this will be his 3rd breeding season, and he has paired the last 2 years. If you watch my breeding videos from last year, from 2017, I have him paired up with another red head, white breast, green back female that is split to blue, and he has only ever wanted her. All of the females that I have right now are goo-goo eyes over this male. When he goes up to the fence and sings, all 5 females come over and they're fighting for his attention. But he seems to only love this one red-headed, white-breasted female. And, you know, they're not the greatest parents, though that pair together. I think I only got 1 baby out of them last year. They would lay eggs, they'd sit on them for about a week, and then they would jump off. And they did that over and over and over, and so eventually their last clutch, I fostered them out to another pair of Gouldians, and they raised 1 baby. You know, and so my whole plan was to not put them back together this year, but the whole time while they were out in the aviary, they've only wanted each other. He only wants her, she wants him, even though all of the other females want him. So one thing I had to do is when I put these ones together, I had to take the other female, she was in here, I had to take her out of the aviary, and I put her back into my house with a blueback male that I want her to breed with. And the reason why I did that is he could still hear and see her. So he would sit on this top bar and just stare into this aviary. And she'd come fly right here and they would just talk to each other, and he wouldn't pay any attention to this hen. And she's like begging him to mate with her. And so once I pulled her out, took her into the house with the male that I want her to bond with, he finally relaxed, and I feel has started to connect with this hen. He started building a nest for her. She's been more receptive to him. He's been starting to sing to her. They are starting to sleep next to each other. You know, Gouldians aren't very affectionate, so if you're worried that your Gouldian pair is not preening each other's feathers or anything like that, don't worry an inch, because they're not affectionate. One of the best ways you can tell if a Gouldian pair likes each other is you come in at night, and if they're sleeping by each other, close to each other on the perch, that's usually a good sign. And that's about as close as they get. So, you know, besides having babies inside the nest box. So I think he's taken to her now. He's building a nest for her. He's pretty much done, and you can see I still have some cocoa fiber there, but he hasn't touched for the last 2 days. So I think he's done building the nest. So hopefully she'll start laying some eggs here soon, and they'll be fertile. Fingers crossed, she's split to blue. We can have a few blueback babies. That's my hope and goal. If not, we're still happy. So down here, I have a yellowback, white-breasted, redhead male right there. You can see him on the bar. And then the hen just flew down there. She's a redhead, greenback, purple breast, and she is also a possible split to blue. So, and they seem to be getting along well. He's one of my babies from last year, so this is his first year, and this is her first year as well. So I'm hoping that they do okay. I usually don't like to put two young pairs together. They don't seem to be the best parents that first year, but we're gonna try it because they had bonded out here in the aviary, and he kept singing to her, and she was really interested, so I let them stay together. So those are the 3 pairs I have, and then like I said, I have a blueback male, and then that female redhead that's goo eyes over him. I have both of them in my house, and I'm gonna keep them together for about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, and I've been keeping a close eye on them to make sure they bond. They've been starting to sleep by each other. I don't have any nests or anything in there. I don't want them to breed yet. I just want them to bond, which they have. So hopefully that'll work out. And then I'll bring them back out here and let them start breeding. And then like I said, hopefully, you know, this male, I don't think he's ready for breeding. I might have to hold on to him for next year, which is a big bummer. So I'm trying to find 2 more males that are already in breeding condition, so I can pair them up with my other hen Gouldians that are out here. I have a few more redheads and a couple blackheads hens, and so hopefully it'll work out. If I get some new ones, I'll let you guys know. I'll do a video on them or incorporate them into the breeding program. But so far we have nests built for these 3 pairs. This one pair has already laid eggs. I'm hoping that within this next week this pair will lay eggs too. So I'll try and give you guys updates, you know, a video a week, hopefully at least on the Gouldian breeding season, and some of the other updates that I have with my Gouldians, you know, if I pair any more up or if I get any more males on hand or anything like that. So if you guys got any questions about breeding Gouldians, please let me know. Leave some comments below. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Have a good one.